Well, good evening, one and all, and welcome along. As ever, it's Wednesday night. It's 8 o'clock. Where else are you going to be? But you are going to be with us on the Studio Rats Live Q&A. My name's James Ivy.
Hi, Paul Drew.
And we've been spending shekels.
We have been spending shekels. So the first thing we need to talk about is how do you pronounce it? Hoolygate? Gardiner Hoolygate or whatever it is?
I think it's Gardiner Hallgate, but they would probably say Hoolygate.
That's better. I don't know why. Or maybe it's people's names.
Probably.
So yeah, if anyone missed that, there was a massive guitar auction today in the UK. Where are they based, James? Like near Bath?
They're near Bath, yes.
How far is that from you?
2.5 hours.
Why do you want to drive up there? Crazies.
Because as you found out today, when you go and get stuff, you're careful with it. You look after it. Whereas give it to UPS or some disastrous courier company. But we'll come on to that later.
Okay. Oh, yes, we will.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to talk about? What you bought, or should we let some more people get involved? Come on the chat and stuff.
Let's get some more people involved and stuff.
Can I just say, Safey, just before we started, Safey's in the house, and Safey sent me a link to the Clon. The guy from Clon did a live stream, so I need to have a look at that. But I've got something to show about that anyway later on.
So I am going to post the link to tonight's show into the show notes. So anyone who wants to join us, please do feel free to come and join us. We don't bite much. It's worth saying hello to John Randall, K. Michael P's in the house, Dave Stockton, Safey, Stephen James, Keith Axtell. The Geester is in the house. Great to have you with us, everybody, as ever. At this point, my wife is going to hand me the monitor of doom.
She going out on the lash?
No, she's going to work.
Oh, she's not going out.
Not at. No, she's not going out. I have the monitor.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun during the live stream.
They're asleep. They're out cold. It's all good.
Nice.
So, I would say what you've been up to, but I know you've been up to because I came to yours yesterday.
You did. You came to mine.
We shot some video.
We did. So we did. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's you. People don't. But the videos haven't done that well. I don't know why. But so James came over last week and we did a video on the tape delay.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that would have done really well. Didn't. I mean, they do all right, but compared to the sort of views that we normally get, not that many.
It's not about the Boss Katana. That's why.
No. But they're not. No, the average views tend to be a little bit higher, shall we say? But yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed the tape delay video because that was like, that's like really interesting, and I really liked what it did.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoyed your Chandler. Actually, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's a great amp. I'm looking forward to wiring it all back in and stuff. But yeah, it's a really lovely amp.
It's really nice.
So, shall we talk a little bit about guitar auctions and about some of the silliness and actually the frustration of guitar auctions?
Okay, go on.
Right. So there were, in fact, today it's a 2-day auction. It's guitars and memorabilia today, and then amps and effects tomorrow. There's some really cool stuff. I mean, there were some amazing guitars on the list, weren't there?
There were. Actually, I just I need to ask John, because John's just come in. Hi, John. Did you manage to get your Fender Elite? Because John was after that that Telecaster Elite that came up. That did look quite nice, actually. They look cool.
Yeah.
So John can let us know. Anyway,
it did look amazing.
Yeah.
So there were about 550 lots, everything from super expensive Strats, Tellys, Gibsons, all the way down to bulk buy student acoustic guitars. There was some dross in there, but there was some good mid-range stuff as well. I had my eyes on about 5 or 6 different lots. it turned out that I actually have good taste in many cases because a lot of them went really, really high, really quick.
Right.
The Gretsch, Chet Atkins, went ridiculously quick. The Eggle went higher than I was expecting it to.
Right.
The Ball Family Reserve, Ernie Ball, Luke went higher than I wanted to pay. I did buy two things. I bought myself one of the guitars I was after was I bought a Fender Jaguar, Japanese one, which was all right.
Nice.
And I bought a 12-string acoustic Italian Echo. So I got the 12-string for 110 quid, which I think is pretty good. And the Jaguar was 680, a bit high, but it was all right. I'm not upset by it.
It's. I mean, the Echo, as I said, hope you've got a fire in your house because you can use that for firewood. And the Jag. No, I mean some of those Echoes are all right. And actually, I mean, it just for some reason when I was a kid, or when I first started playing, I guess because they were really cheap back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And those Echoes, and wherever you went, if someone had a 12-string, they had like an Echo 12-string.
Yeah. Now, thanks to
shocking.
Thanks to Mike Ayton for some info on those. Turns out that Genesis recorded their first 3 or 4 albums with an Echo 12-string.
Really?
So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll go for that. The Jaguar, I was after kind of Jaguar or Jazzmaster kind of shaped guitar because I kind of like that. I don't have that in my sound collection of guitars. I thought that'd be a bit of fun. But most of the guitars I was after went high quickly.
Right.
What was funny? What's the funniest thing about it? It was my wife said to me this morning, "Do you fancy going out for lunch?" I was like, "Well, that'd be nice. Sit outside, have some lunch and stuff." And she and I, because she has played guitar in the past and stuff, we were sat there watching the auction while having lunch. And I thought, she kept saying, "You gonna bid on it? Do you want it? You gonna bid?" I was like, "Hang on, this is not how this works. You're supposed to be telling me not to bid on stuff." It was great. It was a real revelation. It was lovely. And she kept saying, "Better make sure you're not bidding on the same stuff as Paul. You don't want to bump each other up."
Yeah, that could have happened. Didn't it?
But no, it was really interesting. It was interesting to watch. A lot of the stuff that, if you wanted to make an investment, there was definitely potential. There was it was either a 61 or a 62 Strat that went for, was it $7,000?
Yeah, it was cheaper than I thought it should have been.
I mean, I reckon it should have been up between 14 and 20 for that instrument.
Yeah, I mean, I think between 10 and 20, definitely. Yeah,
I think the guy
it was a 63, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an early one.
Yeah, fairly early. Yeah.
I mean, that's an investment guitar, isn't it?
Yeah, I think.
I mean, Jen said to me, "Why didn't we buy it and put it away and in a couple of years sell it?" And I was like, because if we'd started the bidding war, we wouldn't have got it for $7,000. And all of a sudden, you add 26% commission on that and VAT. I mean, I'm back registered, so I get that back anyway.
No. It isn't and VAT. It's not and VAT. I think that's included.
No.
What?
I think there's VAT on top of it as well.
No, I think John told us, John Green.
Right.
Because John does this often.
Right.
I think that's all inclusive. John, please let us know if we're right or wrong, because John's the expert in this.
I think we get, well, if there's no VAT, if there's VAT on it and it's all included, I'm quids in. I've done well.
Right.
Because I think I've done well paying VAT as well.
God,
so
it can't be, because VAT on top of that's 20% plus 26. No, it can't be, mate. It can't.
All right, well, I'm hoping it's not.
That's like 46% on top.
Yes.
No, that can't be.
I'm hoping it's not. John will probably, but we'll find out when I get there to collect them, because I'm actually going to drive down to collect them and stuff.
Awesome.
Right. We should dive into some of these comments and questions and stuff that we're getting. John Green says, "Evening troops." As does Bruce Brooks. K. Michael P. "It should be great. $2,250.
What's that? Your Chandra, I think.
Yeah, it was expensive.
Do you know what? It is expensive. It is expensive. It is expensive because it's sort of similar price to. It's similar sort of power to one of the little Marshalls. So it is expensive, but then it's a small company, and Chandler boutique studio equipment is very expensive. Yeah,
but it's not. It doesn't make the sound like anything else that I've got. And if I'm totally honest, I didn't pay that for it because I got it on a deal because I've got friends in low places. Yeah.
Okay. John said 26% is inclusive of the VAT.
Okay, that's good then. I've done well then. Thank you very much.
So yeah, go on. Let's do the questions. Do the questions, then I'll tell you what I bought.
Yes. Where are we up to? So yeah, John said no, it went too high. The guitar that he wanted.
The Elite. Okay.
The Elite.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
Got my notifications for 66. That's okay. That's good because tonight is 66. Says K Michael P. That's all right.
Is that? Oh, it means numbers. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yep. Paul Moore. Is that?
Paul Morse.
That's a new note. That's a new name.
It is. Evening, chaps. First time to join you live. Normally released
Rehearsal
Wednesday. Sorry. Yes, that too. Yes.
Mate, you're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to change rehearsal dates.
Yeah.
Every Wednesday. Nice to have you on board. It was an auctioneers near Bath that basically anyone can send their instruments in for sale. I think
they've actually got a musical instrument department, and they do specialise in high-end guitars.
And a load of crap as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted a Harley Benton for a tenner, you were on. But I mean, some of the stuff. I mean, okay, I agree. Even Squires, Harley Bentons have gone up in price thanks to Brexit, etc., etc. I'll come on to that in a minute.
Oh no!
But you know, there were some deals to be had if you weren't picky. But the one that I nearly went for was the Ibanez Iceman, because it went for like next to no money.
But I didn't see that.
I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I couldn't.
Is that the Paul Stanley model?
Yeah. There was also a Ernie Ball St Vincent, but I couldn't do that either.
No,
there was also an Ernie Ball
Sterling. It was a Sterling.
I know, but there was an Ernie Ball Albert Lee, which I thought you might have been interested in. I was like, that didn't go for much money either.
Oh, didn't it? I would have been interested in that.
Oh well.
I'd like that because they're quite fun.
That's
hey, Ian, how you doing?
I think.
No, I think Ian's been on before. How you doing, Ian? Good to have you
on. Dave Quinnan, good to see you.
Oh, hold on. Let me just say, David, thank you so much for the T-shirt. I wore it in. We shot 3 videos yesterday, and I wore your T-shirt for 3 videos. So,
and David, where's my T-shirt? Where's my T-shirt? Okay. John Gray says yes. 26% is inclusive of the VAT. Well, that's made my night.
Awesomes.
That has made my night. Thank you for that.
Bruce says, I have a 64 Strat, all original except the tuners, and would never sell it for that price. Oh, nice. Is that it? Is that it in the picture? If that's it in the picture, I love it. If
that looks like Rory Gallagher's in the picture. It does
look a bit like Rory Gallagher's, yeah.
Anywho.
Lefty Mike says, do studio monitors wear out? I have a 16-year-old pair of M audios. Wow. I'm surprised.
And a pair of M audios that's lasted that long. I mean, that needs to be celebrated.
That definitely needs to be celebrated.
Actually, they do wear out.
Yeah.
Cones
wear out.
Tweeters wear out as well. They burn out. So you might find that you've lost top end. Funnily enough, though, when someone I've heard of people who've had to burn in monitors, as in they've put the music on really loud in the studio, left them for 12 hours and gone out the room, and to the point where people have had to wear them in. I know 4x12 guitar cabinets, new ones compared to old 80s ones, the new ones sound rubbish because the speakers are all tight and they need to be worn in a bit.
Yeah.
My mate Steve's got a brilliant 1960 B cab, which sounds incredible because it's been so used at high volume. The speakers have got a lovely sag to them, and anyway, yes,
nice. Yeah, I wore in my monitors when I got them. I left them playing music overnight. Not too loud, but definitely just flapping a bit.
Yeah, I know people who've got old Tannoy little golds, because they've got their dual concentric,
Yeah, yeah.
and they've definitely lost the top end, because they do eventually just peg it.
Interesting.
Try getting those recode these days.
That's so true. Okay, Michael P. I was meaning number 66 was only 5 minutes late. Well, that's better than last week, I guess, isn't it? Which is really good. And yes, it is on in the picture. I want to see that. Bruce, can you come on and show us then? Because that looks nuts. See, I love that. I'm all over that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. T-shirt in the post. I'll send it to Paul's address and you can pass it over. Cheers, David. You might not get it. James is
medium. Medium.
Extra large.
Extra medium.
Extra.
I am average in so many ways. Right, Safi.
Are stereo tracks no go if I'm trying to emulate a 60s, early 70s mix sound? I remember James did a surf rock production. Is there a video about it? That's a really good question, actually.
It is. I did do a surf rock thing.
I would say 60s, yes, most effects.
Well, 60s. It's how extreme can you make your mixes? Put all your vocals one side, all your band the other.
Yeah, but that was more technology than
I know.
than style. But I would say with
60s, I would use chambers. That's a great way to get a 60s sound, because that's the reverbs they had.
And also that was and it depended on how they mic'd up the chamber. So some chambers had 2 microphones, 2 speakers. Some chambers had 1 microphone, 1 speaker. So and all sounded different. But
if you want to go that 60s sound, and you are a UA user, UAD2 user, Capital Chambers.
Oh, it's so good. I think Safety's got that anyway.
It's so good. Yeah, I think I could do a video on. I'm not sure whether it'd be authentic though, because I wasn't there. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I always think with 60s and 70s tracks, you know, like I think I've said this before actually on the show, but you know, like how who's the Hendrix producer?
Eddie Kramer.
Okay, and like Beatles tracks and Stones tracks and all that sort of stuff. All of these old producers, you know, they're really sort of almost idolized. And some of the mixes, I mean, I know that they were very limited to the technology and stuff, and they got loads out of their limited technology that they had. But some of the mixes are terrible on some of those things.
I actually went through in my my influential guitar years. I couldn't listen to Hendrix because the sound quality is so bad.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it?
And I'm like, I was like, surely there's better than this out there. And of course, it was the 60s, so there isn't better quality Hendrix out there. And it took me ages to come to terms with the fact that, you know, the Beatles, the early Beatles stuff sounds lo-fi because it was the 60s.
Yeah. It's so funny that all these like sort of producers are, you know, really revered. And anyway, next one. John Randall says, do you guys have any experience of PJD guitars? Saw somebody playing one on YouTube and it sounded awesome. Paulism. I do say that too much. It is true. It's true. I have a very limited vocabulary.
It's awesome.
PJD, can I just have a quick look? Because I think I do. I think I have had some experience. Yes. So I think I've never played one. James, should I share my screen?
Please do.
Share screen. It's that one. It's that one.
Say when.
When you're ready. Are we in?
Yeah, that's pretty.
Really nice. Really nice looking. See, that looks like the looks
like a Les Paul Jr.
Yeah, it is, but also it's
oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, I'm not going to get a chance to. Yeah, really nice woods, really nice designs.
Yummy.
I've got a feeling Mike puts onto them. But anyway, yeah, really nice, aren't they? Are they expensive? Let's have a look. I like that one. That's the one I want.
The answer is going to be yes, isn't it?
That's a St. John. Let's have a look. St. John. Let's have a look at the St. John standard. Come on.
Scroll to the bottom. That's where it's going to be.
Well, yeah, it's not. Oh, I like the green. Oh, I like that one. That's nice. Oh, yeah. Sorry. 1899. Not cheap.
Good instruments aren't cheap.
No. Absolutely. No. Really like it. But so if that's the standard, what is a St. John Limited?
Oh,
2.7.
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for a guitar. This is the thing about buying these boutique guitars, and it's different to buying a boutique amp, I think, and I'll come back to that in a minute. Is is that the resale, but you've really got to make sure that you love this guitar, because if you want to sell it again, you can forget getting anywhere near that. It's such a shame, because it's a beautiful instrument, but it's it's such a shame, isn't it? But it's looks fantastic. Should we?
Nice. Yes.
You take me out.
I have. You're out.
Nice. Hi, thank you all. Really nice though. Does look really nice. Ian says, "What's your thoughts on Genelec monitor, guys? I'm currently using some 8330s with Quad Cortex. I've used the GLM kit to set them up. That's something else we need to talk about today."
Genelec's great. They have, I would say, Genelecs have a sound.
Definitely.
They're quite modern sounding. They can be quite fatiguing in my experience, but I've worked in a lot of studios where they've got Genelecs and they sound amazing. I don't know that particular model. I went to, this is sound like a terrible name clang, but hey, went to Andy Sneap's studio.
Oh, nice.
Up in Oxfordshire, in Derbyshire.
Oh, that'd be an interesting session. I'd like to.
Oh, amazing place. Yeah. And I have never walked into a mix so loud in my entire life. I mean, literally, I was like, okay, now this is loud.
Yeah.
And these Genelecs were cooking, and they sounded amazing.
Right. It's a man that knows what he's doing.
He certainly is. Sounded amazing. Yeah. I didn't choose Genelecs for my place, but if I got to work on them, that's what you work on.
I quite liked. I went to the launch.
The ones.
It was the ones. Yes.
I didn't. I was going to go to that, but I was working. I think something.
Oh, well, that's great. See, this is sort of being in the industry that me and James are in. It is quite nice. Like sometimes when a company, something like Genelec or Universal Audio, releases a new product, we get to go to these events, and sometimes they're absolutely amazing. I mean, maybe we should talk about sometimes. Very true. Maybe we should talk about the Universal Audio event at some point, because that was unbelievable, wasn't it? But anyway, the Genelec event.
Which one? Because I've been to so many UA events.
The one at Air. The one at Air.
The Air one was amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. And what was I talking about?
Genelec monitors.
Yeah, okay.
And going and basically schmoozing.
Yes, yeah, and like, so food, you get food and
booze,
more booze than you can drink, and you get a goodie bag. You always get goodie bags with like swag bags, which is so much fun, because it's, especially with Universal Audio, you get really good stuff. Actually, all of them, you get really good stuff, because they want us saying good things about it. The Genelec one, it was in Metropolis, which is, if anyone doesn't know Metropolis is one of our top studios in London. Amazing facility. And it was like the Genelec guys, and where are they from? Is it they're from Finland. And literally, it was this, bless him, the designer, who they should not have let up on the stage, just going and we made them like this, and it was like this, and it was like, and it was just like it was that sort of drone of voice for like 20 minutes, and I walked out in the end, went up, just went up to the bar. Me and Mo walked out, went up to the bar. We had a lovely time. But yeah, Anyway, I don't even know why I was talking about that, but Genelec, great speakers.
Yes,
I was really impressed with the ones. Really impressed with the ones.
Sophie, you're welcome.
Pleasure. Paul Moore says, just got a GT1000 and Katana artist after watching some of Paul's videos. Oh, nice one, mate. Love my valve amps, but want to gig using GT and artist for pub gigs. Brilliant. The power amp in sounds great. Any tips? The power amp in. So is that what you're doing? So you're running a GT1000. You're bypassing the Katana gubbins, and you're just using the power amp for your GT1000, which is fantastic. Nice one.
At this point, I'm going to stop questions because Mckayley wants to join us.
Hey, Mckayley.
Hi, guys.
How are you, buddy?
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Fine, thanks. Just a quick, quite fine. Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Just a very quick, to say you hello, and just to show you my little new baby is coming.
What's he got?
That looks like
super cool.
Oh, mate.
I finally I got it. I saw a couple of things.
Can you tell me, because I don't quite understand? It's a Mellotron, isn't it? Not a Mellotron.
Yeah, Mellotron.
Yeah, it's a Mellotron. So
yes.
But it's a new version. It's a digital Mellotron. Yes. So
obviously, it's a digital.
So the old Mellotron used to have tapes.
Yes.
Yeah. This one is obviously all digital.
Yes.
But does it do more? Does it do? Sorry.
I know it sounds crazy, but it's a big and beautiful audio files reader.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
But, can you import audio files? No. And you can't. So it's just the sounds of the old Mellotron.
Okay.
Digitally.
Yes. It comes with 100 sounds. And
okay.
That it's quite a lot comparing to what you could have at a time. Every tape had 3 sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Here are 100, so it's quite a lot talking about Mellotron. But it sounds crazy because as you I can imagine, I had already Mellotron instruments, Western instruments, but he had something that it's magical. I don't know how to describe it. When you have it under your hands, ideas come by so quickly. I don't know, and because it's not cheap. It's not cheap at all.
Yes, I think you're right. I think with all of those instruments, I mean, I've got a Fender Rhodes, and there's a difference between playing like an emulation and playing the real thing. There is a big difference.
But here we're talking about a sampler, because
sure.
it was a sampler tape.
Yeah.
So probably the difference is thinner, because a Fender Rhodes it's a piano. It's a simple piano, mechanical piano. But here it's nothing. But I don't regret, because it's very magical. When you have it in your hand and you play something, you are happy. that's all.
I think that's the thing, the new instrument thing, isn't it? A new instrument, no matter what it is, can take you in a new direction, can spurn ideas. I mean, I've had some ideas from, picked up stuff and gone, oh, that's nice, that's just sat under the fingers on that new guitar. I bought a mandolin randomly, and 3 songs came out of first time working out some chords and stuff. Oh, that's cool. You know, that's new instrument inspiration. And if that's the reason to keep buying new instruments, then
Yes.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes, I sold a couple of things. I sold the Sansamp, and I sold this is crazy too. I found in my garage an old Amiga Commodore computer. You guys have no idea what people can at what amount of money people can buy those things.
Amazing.
I made 600 euro from an old Amiga.
wow.
I think
What?
that's crazy.
I've still got
600.
in my mum's loft. I've got an Atari 1040 STF with the
You
screen.
can't. If I were you, I would check it out, because you never know. You never know. And another crazy thing, I found little Japanese toys from the 80s, from when I was a child, and the same kind of money I made out of it. So
It's crazy.
I made me a gift. I made me a gift, and the gift is the melody.
Cool. Very, very cool.
Nice one, mate.
Very cool.
Nice one. But thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Bye, guys.
Take care. See you soon, buddy.
Yeah, see you soon. Right. Next one.
Okie dokie. Right. This is good. I like this one.
Dave Bro says, "What's the legal limit on drive pedals on my board?" Do you know what? Actually, I've got. Remind me, because there was a really funny comment that came through, like just before we came on. I must read it out because it's brilliant.
Okay.
What's the legal limit? Oh, that's
Four. You can have a booster,
4. Yeah.
a overdrive,
Yeah.
and 2 distortions, or 2 overdrives, 2 distortions. So
Okay.
I reckon 4. If I'm going to put a number on it.
Okay.
Hang on. 1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yes.
6. 6.
I've got 4. I've got 4 on my studio board, and I don't need 4. I don't need 4 on my studio board. See, at the moment, which we'll get onto in a minute, I'm trying to work out live what I'm going to be doing for like a Studio Rats live setup. And so that's my studio board. So I'm trying to work out what I'm going to be taking on the live board. And I'll probably have two drives. I think I don't need 4 drives on that board.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 2 radial drives, 2 radial pedals.
Yeah.
The Spark, the Rev, the RTD 800, the Maxon pedal, and a fuzz face.
Yeah, a fuzz is good. Really makes a difference where that is in the chain, though, doesn't it?
It really
nice
does.
one, David. Yeah, let us know what you're thinking putting on your board. Bruce says, if you want to see the Strat, send me the join link.
I have it's 2 down, Bruce. It'll be 2 down on it, depending on if you're on YouTube. So it's about 3 lower, and there's the link. Paste that into your browser.
There's a massive thunder outside. Anyway,
didn't hear it. Yeah, paste that into a browser. Come and join us, and I'd love to see that particular, because it looks like the Rory Gallagher Strat, doesn't it?
And that look lovely, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, I want to see that.
This will make you laugh.
K. Michael P. I've never heard either of you talk about what you do for work, and that is what? Oh, and that is what? Oh, I see. Well, well, it's funny. I actually don't know what I do anymore. I don't actually know what I do anymore.
Nor do we.
So, Michael, I've got a production publishing company that we sort of write songs for. It's pop artists and stuff. So and you know, music. So producing bands, producing artists, that sort of stuff, and writing songs. Although the YouTube channel does seem to have taken over my
life.
Yeah, it really has. Yeah. Really has to.
And yeah.
What do you do? I don't know what you do apart from this.
So I play drums on. I'm a session drummer, session guitar player, session bass player. If anybody wants me, I make corporate videos for several brands. So I do artist relation in the industry. So I work with a team at DSP producing their tutorial videos and some of their artist relations videos. I work with the team at Antelope Audio doing their tutorials and kind of how-tos and sort of corporate messaging videos, I suppose. I work with the team at Studio Spares in the UK doing some of their kind of demo videos, product videos. I work with this guy on some stuff, making videos for the Studio Apps project. We are kind of, there are some videos that we do with brands that we get paid for. And the stuff we did with Warm Audio, we get paid for. Not a lot at this point, but we do get paid for it. I think as a musician, as someone who has diversified into tech, I would say I have a portfolio career. That's the phrase I tend to use. I gig. I got back into gigging. I did my first gig on Saturday night for 4.5 years. Wow. It was so nice. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Thanks to the guys and everyone who was at the gig I was at. It was great fun. However, at this point, I am going to introduce Mr. Bruce Brooks.
Ah, Bruce.
There he is.
Hey, guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. It's a pleasure to be on with you. I'm a big follower, big fan.
Oh,
great. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure to have you.
So, got to bear with me. As I mentioned before, I had a stroke a few years ago, so I'm a little slow moving around, but I'll show you what I got here.
Brilliant.
Oh, here we go. Show and tell time, boys.
Show and tell. Pardon the mess. I wasn't prepared for this. Okay, first out of the box.
Oh.
This is a 64. Hold on, I got my headphones mixed up.
Oh.
Everything's original except the pick guard. When I originally got it, there was a hole here where they put a toggle switch in, but it wasn't there. I don't know what it was for, but I have the original pick guard in the case, and the tuners just wore out.
Right.
This is an all original 64.
That's beautiful.
This is this is not script. This is naturally relic.
Wow.
This has been played.
What color was it originally?
Sunburst.
It was sunburst. Oh, lovely. Can you show us, because on the 64, I love the Fender logo. Can you show us the headstock?
Can you see it?
Can you see there? It's a little bit. It's a little bit.
Let me see if I can get it a little better.
It's a little bit different, isn't it? There we go.
Look at that.
Isn't that lovely? That's a beauty, that one. So
with the L serial number.
Oh, nice. Has it got the original frets?
Yes, believe it or not. I don't know how they've lasted this long because this guitar gets played a lot.
And
nice.
Because it's got the original frets, are they? I'm guessing because 64, they're still fairly thin.
Very thin. Yes, but I actually like that.
Oh, do you? Excellent.
But hold on, let me just hold on.
See, you guys in America, you get all the choice of. I mean, there's so much of this stuff about.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do something here. Hold on, I'm going to be moved in the camera. Hang on. Like I said, it's a little. Okay.
I'm getting seasick.
No, I don't get seasick. Well, it's okay if you're seasick over there. Okay, so I'll show you some other nice things. This here.
Yeah,
I've talked about before, I think, on this channel.
Yes.
This is that. This is actually a parts caster, but if I can show it, let me see if I can move it back a little here. This is my favorite guitar, I think, next to the 64. But this is the neck on here is a 1984 American Standard Strat neck.
Wow.
The body was built by a local luthier foreman.
Yeah.
It's got the neck and the bridge pickup are Fender American Texas Specials. The middle is a Seymour Duncan SL59. It's got a true real Bigsby B5. And this is just an amazing piece of gear.
Wow.
Now, Paul, this is for you coming up.
Seven Butchers.
Now, I'm going to show Paul. This is, let me see if I can get it in there. But see the last amp on the end?
Yeah, there's your
That's
Johnson.
that's a Johnson. But I'm not
Ah.
going to play with it online here. I'm not going to play with my Johnson while I'm on camera. And a couple of my other favorites there. That's the gold one is a Core P22 PRS. That's the one with the piezo.
Nice.
That's a 2014. That's actually an SE custom hollow body.
Oh, nice.
And then if I can move over here, let me see.
Guys, got a few.
Holy shit.
Starting from the back, which you can't see, is a Fender Jazz Bass 90s. And next to that is a fretless, the same one in the fretless. They're identical matching.
Nice.
And then, which you also can't see because I can't move the mic that close, is a PD Cirrus USA bass, which is amazing. I used to have an Olympic Model 1 and original. I think that plays and sounds better.
Wow.
I did play bass for many years. That's my main instrument. Hold on. Let me see if I can just get this a little bit. Having problem with the lighting. That's the problem.
No, that's all right.
But if you can go, the one that you see there in the middle, kind of the red, that's a beautiful piece. That's a 1967 Epiphone Riviera 12-string.
Oh,
Which was made, that's from Kalamazoo. So that's basically it's the exact same production line made as that would be a 67 335 12-string.
oh, nice.
Let me see here. I know it's really hard to see. Okay, so starting from the acoustic, that's a Martin, very rare one. Not that old, but hang on. I'm having a lot of trouble here with this camera.
No, that's all right.
It's mostly the lighting, but it's called a what should we call it? I can't remember now. I'm going blank. Hold on.
That's all right.
It's a sustainable series. It's it basically, if you can see the back, it's a 3-piece. It's a D35, but they call it a sustainable series.
Nice.
And everything is wood. There's no plastic, nothing on there that's not organic or green.
Nice.
So to speak.
Lovely.
And with the cutaway, hang on, let me see if I can get this a little bit. There we go. That's a little better.
There are some serious toys there.
I got a lot of stuff in the way here, but
It's all right.
okay. So anyway, the white one there. What's Oh, I see what's going on here. Hold on. I can definitely get this better. You know what? I'll do it a different way. Hold on. Let me do this different. I wish I had a better mic.
It's all right. Now we can hear you fine. It's fine.
I mean a better camera. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if this works. Hold on. Hang on 1 second. Okay, this is a 98. This is a 98 all stock.
Nice.
This is good gigging guitar.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we got a Gretsch.
Ooh.
This
Nice.
is a newer one. This is hold on, let me move this. And you know what the problem is? Everything is backwards with the camera, so I keep moving everything in the wrong direction. This is a G5422 with the TG.
That's
But
nice.
it's a great guitar.
Yeah. Good.
And then the next one coming up is a pretty nice one. This is about 20-year-old. This is actually an Ibanez.
Oh, that's
Nice.
pretty, isn't it? That's
I'm
pretty.
trying to move back. This is the AS103.
Nice.
Very nice.
All maple with the Super 58 pickups. Now comes a really nice one coming up now. This is a 50th anniversary American Standard Strat, 1996.
Telly.
Telly, I meant. I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's right.
Like I said, I wasn't really ready for this. But let me see if I get this.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great. That's
beautiful.
nice. It's really nice.
There comes another one. I like Paul. I love Strat. I love Tellys. This is
Oh,
my
yeah.
72 reissue thin line.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's nice.
I love the pick cards on those ones.
I'm still getting backwards. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, this is a nice guitar. The only thing is the neck's a little chunky for my taste on this one.
Right.
It's got the little bit thicker neck. I like the slimmer necks.
Oh, as thick as possible for me. Give me a bass pick.
This is just an experiment. This is actually a Harley Benton, but $260 delivered from Germany, and it's a great playing piece. I had to do a lot of work with the neck, with the frets to polish them up and everything. My only complaint on this one is It's a little bit narrow up here.
Yeah.
And then what happens is these strings are so close to the edge of the fingerboard. Sometimes, unlike the cowboy, the open chords, it slides off.
Yeah, but if you look at the quality of that, I mean, it looks like it's a lovely looking guitar. That is
great. Believe it or not, if I put I could put a whatchamacallit. If I put a like a name on it that nobody heard of and tell them it's a expensive guitar, no one would ever know the difference.
Yeah, so true. So true.
That was not always the case with Harley Benson's, though. Let's face it.
No.
Here is a body waiting for. Hold on, I keep going backwards. This is a body waiting for a neck, but this is the Wilkinson trim.
Yeah.
The two humbuckers are actually Seymour Duncan P rails.
Yeah. Nice.
And the middle pickup is a Duncan dual rail.
Oh, that's unusual. Look at that.
With the Wilkinson. And if I had to decide what neck I want for this yet, but that's a project.
Oh, no.
The 84. I used to have the 84 neck on here. Next one's in the case. That's a travel. You saw it. Next, it's a Strat. The Epiphone, which we talked about. There's a Fender cheap nylon string behind that, and there's an Ovation 12-string acoustic.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Oh, cheers for coming on, Bruce. That was really nice to see. I love that. That's
Now,
64 you got. That was
not to make anybody crazy. I can't get to. There's another room upstairs.
What? You got more?
Another whole room.
Oh my god,
mate!
Wow.
And that's all. But that's mostly keyboards. And I used to have my electronic drum set in there. Let me fix this camera back up. But after the stroke, it's like basically impossible for me to play drums. So,
of course.
Hang on 1 second.
Well, it's good. It's good you can still play guitar.
Oh yeah, my arms work fine.
Good.
But in the other picture, I'm not going to put it back. In the other picture, also, you can't see it. Oops. Hang on. I'm having technical difficulties here.
Don't worry, Bruce. Don't worry.
Okay, but then the other, I don't know if you saw it, but next to those two PRSs, it was also my lap steel. But anyway, that's my toys collection.
Lovely. Well,
very cool, man. Yeah, very cool.
Lovely. Really nice to have you on, Bruce.
It's great to be on, guys. I really love the channel, and I'm a big follower. And Paul, if they can figure out a way for me to do it with PayPal, I'm glad to send you something. I did send you a few cups of coffee in the past, though, when you were doing the original Katana videos.
Oh, you're a gentleman. Thanks, Bruce. No. There's no need. We don't do it for the money. We don't do it.
I know. But it's still, I'm glad to contribute. Trust me, it's not an issue. It's just credit card. I can't hide it, if you know what I mean.
You're very kind.
I don't get questioned. The PayPal, no one sees. The credit cards, everything gets questioned because I don't see the bills.
No comment. No. Enough said.
Okay, I'm taking up enough of your time, and thanks for having me on.
No,
great
cheers,
to hang, Bruce.
Yeah, nice to have you. Take care. See you soon.
You too. Goodbye.
That was
awesome.
Nice. What a lovely guitar. What a beauty.
Well, what a beautiful collection.
Yeah, nice. Really nice. Okay, next one.
Okay, where were we?
We've got a lot to get through, actually.
We have, yeah. John Green, I won't post it, but John Green says has to go back to work, which is
John.
Disgraceful.
Lee Abraham says, bonjour. I'm considering getting a telly, but just a mess about guitar. See, any views on the 2021 Affinity ones? We tried them out, didn't we, James?
We did. They were great.
Really good.
The one that surprised me the most was the what were they called? There was another one. The classic vibes. There's the Squire.
Squire one's really good.
Vibes. Sounded great and felt really nice. The only thing we didn't like was the varnish neck.
Yeah.
Don't discount Squires. If you're a guitar snob like he is, discount the Squires. But actually, they make some great guitars. There's some great older stuff. You can find an early '90s Squire, a Japanese Squire. There's a fair chance it's going to be a great guitar.
Yeah, without doubt. What was I going to say? The thing about tellies, and I started off the same as you, Lee, where I thought, do you know what? I haven't got a telly. I'll just get a telly. And then you start to get into tellies, and everything starts to get expensive. But nice.
at this point, I would like to hijack proceedings just
Okay.
briefly.
Yeah.
We had a bit of inside industry goss passed to us yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and that industry goss has been confirmed today by an official statement from the good folks at the National Association of Music Merchants, better known to the rest of the world as the NAMM show. NAMM show, Winter NAMM show, January 2022 is postponed
Gutted.
until June. They will, for very obvious reasons, they can't do the NAMM show the way they want to do it at the moment. It is the right choice.
Yeah, definitely.
We've been looking at flights and stuff, and it's just so. The joke was we've been looking at flights, and it's also up in the air at the moment. Sorry, terrible joke, but I want to go desperately. There is also a rumor that they're going to move to Nashville as well, which could be very interesting. And combine summer and winter NAMMs into one show in Nashville. Could be very interesting.
Nice. Right.
Anywho, that is hot off the presses, so to speak. So there you go.
Yeah,
winter NAMM. So the money we would have spent on going to NAMM, we've just spent on buying guitars.
Yeah.
You haven't told everyone what you bought yet, Paul.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I don't know why I did this, but so this guitar, the guitar auction was going on, and then all of these old sort of 60s Hofners started appearing, and I thought, do you know what? One of them looked quite nice in the house, even as like a piece of furniture, as like a little museum piece, and it was a 1960s, 1962 or something, maybe Hofner something or other. I don't even know.
Hofner Artisan, wasn't it? Something like that.
Some thin something. I don't know what it was, but it looked quite funky. So I think I don't know why I did it, but anyway, I bought one of them. As soon as I think I got excited because there was an auction.
You got auction trigger finger, didn't you?
I did get a bit of that. It could have gone really nasty though. It could have gone really bad. Anyway, next question.
Could you move on any faster from that? Okay. Frank says,
I'm selling a couple of guitars to get a Sir. Just which Sir is now the issue. Nice choice. It's such a shame because I've got, I'm thinking of selling one of my Sirs. So that would have been, if you'd have lived in the UK, Frank, that would have been, pass it on. So what can I recommend with Sirs? All of them, like amazing quality build. The only thing that I don't really like about the Sirs is the on the majority of the Sirs is the poly finish,
polyurethane.
Yeah, because like like a standard Strat, like a 90s standard Strat. It's got that thick.
Yes.
And the Sirs, quality wise, really good. The thing I really like about Sirs, the stainless steel frets, really good. Love stainless steel frets. Don't wear out. And they do have a sound, but it's a sound that I like. I mean, whatever you make, whatever choice you make, it'd be a good choice. The thin line telly, I forgot what it's called, the Alt T, really good.
Yep.
And try and get the one with the Thornbucker pickups.
Yep. In case you didn't realize, Frank is in California.
Yes, I saw the next one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's lots of people saying nice things about Bruce's collection. Frank L, Keith Axtell, Safi saying that Defender sponsor the show. Sadly, no.
They should.
K. Michael P is saying nice things about Bruce's collection. Stephen James.
And again, it is a little bit. News is a little bit few and far between this week, but I've been looking up. James, do you want to share me again?
Will do. Say when.
Now. So did you see Johnny Marr's?
I did. Yeah, I thought that was quite interesting. Just not enough pickup selection there for me.
I mean, that is, as far as I'm concerned, that is useless and a bit of a monstrosity, but interesting.
Yeah, quite kind of fun.
Yeah, kind of fun. kind of fun. The next thing is Bill Finnegan is taking offers on his serial number 001 Clon Centaur, which, I mean, how much is that going to go for?
It's a pedal. It should go for about 300 quid tops.
I agree, but it's not. It's going to go for 10 grand, isn't it?
Why? What's in that box? What's in that quite frankly, that tobacco tin? What's in there that makes it 10 grand?
There's nothing in it that makes it 10 grand, but what's in a 58 Les Paul that makes it £250,000?
Well, yeah, but there's a certain amount of craftsmanship inside. There are some components that have been soldered together. It's probably been done very well, and the circuit has a value. I'm not denying that, but there is no way that I get it. I'm being incredibly purist and stubborn on this, but component-wise, there's probably $50 worth of components in there.
If that, I do completely agree with you, but it's a novelty factor of the fact it's number one, and it is the most expensive pedal that you can that changes hands on the second-hand market. But
Boring.
it is a bit boring, and I'm not even a massive fan of clones, to be honest. Next one. I thought you'd like this.
Oh dear.
Kurt Hammett reveals he's never written a guitar solo with a wah pedal. I mean, this is how thin the news is.
I believe the phrase "slow news day" is
slow news day. And the last one, which I think is definitely the coolest.
Oh, a Lego Stratton amp. That's hilarious.
That is what I'm talking about. Look, and have you seen the little switch down here and the picks?
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? So
I've got Duplo down there. I could do the same thing with a Duplo. Make a Duplo guitar.
Could you?
Probably.
Oh, look at it. That's awesome. Look at it. That is. So it's 100. Right. Well, there's my Christmas present. Look at that. That is super awesome. I love that. I don't know where it's going to go. Probably somewhere in the studio.
Probably.
Yeah, but literally. Sorry,
you
guys.
done?
That's about it.
So I'm going to have a little bit of I'm not a whinge, but I'm going to have a bit of a discuss about stuff, and then you can come on to your whinge point.
Okay.
I'm not a whinger, but so the UPS man arrived today. We like the UPS man. I've been at this house a couple of 3 months now, and I already know him by name.
Right.
And he brought me a cardboard box with this in it. Now, I appreciate we're a guitar channel, primarily, but in here is a rather lovely wooden box.
Like them.
With a rather lovely stereo Vanguard V44S microphone.
Nice. Very nice. Does it twist? Does it twist?
It does. Yeah, listen to this.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
Yeah. One of the big upgrades on this thing is they have improved the mechanism.
Right.
It's beautiful. This thing, I'm looking forward to trying this thing. I've got the original. It's my own one. This one's been sent to me. This one has been sent to me. I am not buying it. This one has been sent to me.
He'll buy it. He'll buy it.
I won't. So Fred, he's not called Fred, but I'm saving him embarrassment.
Okay.
Han said to me, you don't get that because he passed me this. So, words of warning, boys and girls. If you live in the UK and you've forgotten about Brexit, I had to pay a VAT invoice of a VAT and customs invoice of £67.10p to get a piece of equipment that is not mine, that I'll be sending back.
No, James, you should have refused it. You should have. That's the company that sent it to you's fault.
I know it is, and I was very quick to get on the phone or on the email and say, sort it out, boys. They of course have refunded me,
right?
The amount,
yeah,
which is all well and good, but if you are buying stuff from the US, like we do on Reverb and on eBay and stuff, be careful.
Sure.
And now, if you're buying from Europe, be careful. If you're buying stuff from Thomann, be careful, because you will get hit for import duty / import tax, and it's painful.
Nasty.
Thomann have actually adjusted their prices on the UK side of the website, so you look at it and go, wow, that's cheap. Oh, and then you adjust it with the VAT and the tax, and all of a sudden you're paying more than you were before.
Right.
It works the other way. If you're in Europe and you're buying from Andertons or GAC or someone, let's not buy from GAC. Paul's going to come on to that in a minute. It goes the other way as well. You're going to get hit with taxes from us. I don't agree. I'm not impressed. But yeah, just be careful. We have also, Paul and I, we have an announcement to make. No, we're not getting married.
He keeps asking.
We have sold. There's no easy way to say it, is it? We've sold our quad Cortexes.
Quartai.
Corteces?
Quartai, yeah, yes.
They've gone.
Yes, they're both gone.
They've gone, and I hope that the people who bought them from us via Facebook Marketplace will enjoy them and continue to show them the love we did. I still remember the first night I plugged it in and I stuck my headphones on and I went, no, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel 1,500 quid worth of love.
Right.
And when you said I've sold mine, there's a guy who wants to buy yours if you still want to sell it. I was like, do you know what? That's made my mind up for me. And it had gone within 6 hours.
The thing is, and the reason for the reason for selling, or not the reason for selling, but one of the reasons for selling is the fact that you can, if you've got a quad Cortex and you want to sell it at the moment, because there aren't any in the country and there aren't any in dealers, you can sell it for the same amount that you paid for it. So you
could try what I've seen one guy trying to push one out for $2,000. Sorry, right. I think that's wrong. I think that is absolutely wrong. It's like that's touting, almost ticket touting. Don't get me on tickets right now.
Well, it's scalping, isn't it? It's called scalp. Yeah.
Whatever it's called, it's wrong. I was totally genuine, and I said, look, I would like to sell it to you for the same amount I paid for it, and I think that was including taxes, shipping, whatever. That's what he got it for. Yeah, and he was very happy. I actually, totally honestly, I prefer the head rush because I can use the thing. I know how it works. I understand it. It's not complicated.
The reason for me was that I've been doing so much stuff with using rear lamps, and I plugged in the quad Cortex and I just went, do you know what? It's not a rear lamp, and I don't need it for. If you're a metal player, and fantastic. I think for everybody else, it probably just
interesting.
And I think it will get there. Yeah, if anyone's bought a quad Cortex, any of you guys have bought a quad Cortex, I think a couple of updates, I think it's going to be amazing. But at the moment,
I, like you, I've got way more into real amps. You know, I've got 3 amps there. I've got 3 more in storage that will come out when the new studio's built. Man, it didn't float my boat. It didn't give me the fizz. And a 1,500 quid device should give me the fizzle. What's interesting, I was watching bizarrely, it just came up on my feed. I was watching Megadeth in rehearsal YouTube video, and they're all using quad Cortai.
Yeah,
which is obviously it's a metalist thing.
And Rabir did the Stormzy gig. Did the Stormzy gig at Reading and Leeds, didn't he?
Yeah,
and he used the quad Cortex for that. But he's sponsored by Neural DSP, so that's
yes,
as fantastic a guitar player as he is, and he is an amazing guitar player.
So, you had a couple of quid to burn, didn't you? Because you'd sold your quad Cortex.
Yeah, shall I get it out? Actually,
please do.
Okay.
Get it out of the ridiculous shipping container. So I was at Paul's yesterday. when this arrived.
It's heavy. Oh, so I thought, what can I get instead of the quad cortex, or what can I replace the quad cortex with? I mean, I've got more amps than I know what to do with, to be honest. And I was just surfing the old internet, and this came up in a fairly local guitar shop. If anyone knows what that is. So, God, it's heavy.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, it's a lovely looking amp, isn't it?
Mm.
Oh my God, it's like the heaviest amp. So Bad Cat do a couple of different series. They do something called the American Performer series or something like that, which is like basically their PCB series,
right,
of amplifiers, cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And they do this one, which is their point to point. It isn't just hand wide; it's point to point wide.
Right.
So
it's basically it's their top end, all singing, all dancing, beautiful boutique amp, which is based off a.
It's sort of it's AC30 Marshall-y,
matchlessy sort of.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a matchless, yeah, because the guy that owns Matchless used to, I think he started the designs of the Bad Cats, I think.
Right.
Now
that's you got it for a song.
Really, really good price, yeah.
But that's a £2,000 amp, isn't it?
Oh, plus.
Now show them the box it arrived in and the packaging material. Because I think
this is the box it arrived in, not double boxed. Look at this. With a little bit of this in it. So James was over. We opened up the box. And
in shock. I think it's safe to say we both went, "What?"
Yeah, it was shock. I mean, the amp was rattling around in there. We opened up the amp.
The screws that hold the amp section into the case, into the actual frame, were loose. The chassis, yeah.
So the chassis, the actual amp, how the metal that the amp is in, not wooden. It's attached to the wooden housing. Basically going.
Out of order. That's so used, secondhand or not. If you don't have the original material, you bubble wrap that thing to hell.
You double box it, and I mean, it's a music shop. It's a big music shop that should have.
No, we can name names. It's GAK. It's GAK in Brighton. I'm sorry, boys and girls, but I've never been impressed with your service. You suck as a music shop.
Okay,
invite us down and prove otherwise, but you suck as a music shop.
Well, the guy from GAK has been quite good at sort of. So anyway, it's going back. It's not. Unfortunately, I'm sure if it was packaged properly, it would have turned up and been fantastic. But
prove us wrong, GAK. Yeah,
it's a shame.
Bunch of anyway.
But anyway, no. The manager from GAK's been brilliant. He's been really good at getting back to me and saying, "Yeah, no problem. Come pick it up. Apologies and all that." So he's been.
So
good.
We're actually doing pretty well on our hit list of things tonight. I have one more gripe.
Oh God.
Sorry, just one, and then we'll get back to the list of questions, which is ever growing. I promise.
Go on then.
So we are hopefully on the home straight of this whole COVID thing. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And there's gigs happening, and people are announcing tour dates and stuff. And I thought, do you know what? I would like to invite my mate Paul Drew to see someone we both like, to see a great gig. And I saw that Joe Bonamassa is playing in the UK, doing some shows. He's doing the Brighton Centre. Fairly small gig by comparison to someone like Royal Albert Hall.
Thanks, mate. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate the thought, first of all.
Right. So I thought, okay, I'll get us a ticket each. I was not send him and not go myself. And I was actually quite shocked. If I want to set up in the Gods with the pigeons, 75 quid. 165 quid for a decent seat. It's not like we're going to see Jackson or Prince, both of whom are passed on. I know, I realised that. But I was shocked at how much gig tickets are now. I genuinely, and I think it's got worse since COVID. It's not like everyone's going, just let's fill the place. We're going, right, what can we milk everybody for?
But the guy's got the guy's got to keep himself in flip flops, hasn't he? So
and limited edition Fenders and every Fender amp that's ever been built. Yeah, I understand that.
it is a shame. It is a shame, but it's a business. He's a businessman. I mean, I love his play. He's an amazing guitar player.
Absolutely not in doubt. I was just really shocked. I was prepared to go 50, 60 quid for a ticket, but when I saw that Up in the Gods was 75 quid and the tickets you really want are 165 quid, I was like, sorry, mate, I love you, but you might have to go a Starbucks coffee and that'll be about it.
We'll watch it on YouTube. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Right.
Next question.
Ben Hearn is joining us. Ben joined us for a video yesterday.
Ben's in the house.
And you can see that video soon.
Maybe tomorrow. Maybe
tomorrow. I want to settle down. Anyway, Squire JV for the win.
Yeah.
What's a JV? I think he means JB, jazz bass.
JB.
I think he means Squire JB.
The V is next to the B.
Yes, that's what I mean. He's a bass player. Of course he can't type.
Bass players.
What's the difference between a bass player and a guitarist?
Here we go.
Four strings, an octave, and the word failed. Anyway, moving on. No, we had a great day with Ben. Phenomenal bass player, and you will see the fruits of our labours very soon.
Absolutely. Lee Abraham says the big conference centre in Nashville was nice. Went there in 2019 as my missus ran the Nashville Marathon. Nice. We had to go there to register her. I went to see bands. Lol. Nice one.
Cool. I think that's where it's going to be happening. We will, to be honest, if he still does it, because obviously COVID, but our buddy Lid Shaw from Recording Studio Rockstars normally opens up his studio to the great and the good.
I'm not going to sleep on a studio. I'm not too posh. I'm not going to put a mattress on a studio floor and sleep with a bunch of stinky old men. You can stuff that.
But it might be fun to go and see the studio because his place looks cool.
Definitely.
Okay.
Lee says, which Sir are you selling? I don't know. The things, mate, I've got too many guitars, and what I want to try and do is to keep things rotating because it makes it interesting for the channel. So I've got a Sir Alt T. I've got a Sir Alt T, which is the thin line telly with humbuckers, really awesome. And I've got a Sir Classic S humbucker, 2 singles. It's the thing is, you buy any Sir, you know, you can. It's like a PRS. You can buy a Sir blind, and you know you're going to get a great guitar.
Yeah, agreed.
Cowboy Studio says Toman subtracts the German VAT.
Yes, they do.
That's what them do. Lee Abraham says copies of my new album are landing in the EU with fans, and no one contacted me on Facebook to say he had to pay £20 to get the CD. Double the purchase price. Thanks, Greg. Wow.
It sucks, doesn't it? It really sucks. Great that you're actually doing a real hard copy CD as well. That's awesome. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Send us links to your pages and stuff so we can have a listen and stuff because we want to.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, please, Lee. Yeah, it'd be great. John Wallace says, hey, gents. Oh, no more QC. Well, no more QC for the moment. I might get another one at some point, but
apparently the waiting list for a new one is 18 months.
What?
Apparently, 18 months. Apparently for a new one. That's why they are appearing on the auction sites. Funny that.
Funny, I just sold my QC2 iTech. Yeah, I think yeah. Keith says there are some Cortexes listed on Reverb in the States for 3,000 to 3,500. Yeah, people think they can. If people are desperate to buy one, I mean, I really do think James and I could have sold them for more.
I'm not that guy. I am not. No, nor you. But I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be that. I don't want to be someone to say, think bad of me. That's not what I do it for. I didn't want it anymore. I didn't lose out.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, absolutely. Stephen James says, what, really? Back to the Boss GT1? Oh, no, you gave it away. Sent it off today, actually.
Cool.
That went today to the winner. Mckayley says, guys, do you have to do something with Brexit? It's a nightmare. So sad.
Agreed. Sadly, it's beyond our pay grade.
It'll all work out in the end, I'm sure. It's just a funny little transition period that might last for quite some time. Artex says, funny, just sold my QC2, found myself playing more in my tube amp. Excellent.
Totally.
Nice one.
I plug into any of those and I enjoy playing. There's no latency. There's no faffing. I flick a switch and I can plug into either one of those three. The thing with the Quad Cortex is, for all the amp models and things there are, and all the amp models in all these amp modelers, I find myself trying to make the same sound, and it's the sound I like in my head. Paul's the same. Paul's the same. You know that your sound sounds like this. You might tweak different models to get to the same place, but the sound you like is a certain thing. Now, we were trying a unit yesterday, which the video will go out some point this week. Very old school unit.
Maybe Monday, but yes, possibly.
A very old school unit.
No. That'll go. Yeah, it will go this week. Sorry. Yes, right. I think it's.
And I actually found myself enjoying it because some of the sounds I really liked, because they weren't the normal sounds that I'd go for. They were sounds that I'd possibly produce in another way, but it was much quicker to produce it using this box. And for that reason, my 80 quid investment is going to stay invested, if that makes sense. But more on that when we come to the video going live.
Do you know, that's a really interesting point, because if you think of classic guitar players, you know, like our idols when we were growing up, or even now,
Gary Moore, Clapton, Eric Johnson.
Gilmour is slightly different, and you'll get my point in a minute. But they all have a sound. They have a sound that they're recognised for.
Mm-hmm.
That the thing about these modelers, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. There's something coming out that I've got sat on my desk that I can't talk about at the moment that is really good. And it's a modellery type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing about these modelers are that because you sort of lose your identity as a sound. You can create any sound, and so the sound, like when you heard Gary Moore, when you heard Clapton for the first time, when you heard Jimmy Page, that they all have a sound that is very unique to them.
Hendrix
and I imagine,
is another one.
Exactly, Hendrix was. And I imagine in the 60s, these guitar players were coming out and they wanted to sound different to, Jimmy Page wanted to sound different to Clapton. He wanted to sound different to Jeff Beck.
Yeah. I'd say I know the sound that I want in my head.
Yeah.
And the synergy system is a classic for that, because you can put a different amp module in, a different preamp head, if you like. You think you're going to sound different, and you're not, because you're dialing in the same sound because it's the sound you like. So for all
true,
the 5 or 6 modules that I've got, which all sound slightly different, and there is variation, but in actual fact, it's a really good thing, because when you want to do a stereo spread, and you're putting 2 identical parts down, they're obviously not identical. There's little pushes and pulls and timbre, right? You might try and dial in the same, but they are slightly different. So you do get that really nice stereo image from double tracking. So I've kind of just defeated my own argument, really. But, you do try and dial stuff into the sound that you like. Hey, who knows?
I agree. Next question. We've probably got a lot to get through. Bruce says, a lot of YouTuber reviewers seem to have ended a honeymoon with the QC. It's so true. It has, and I would have thought it would have lasted longer. Seems they think it is not such a vast improvement over what is already on the market compared to the hype. Yes, completely agree. The best thing about the QC is the interface. It's the touch screen, the knobs, brilliant.
And the capturing. The capturing is better than the Kemper.
Yeah.
By a long way. But the interface is good.
Yeah.
It's just too complicated. You can do too much.
Yeah.
I'm so tempted to fork out for an Axe Effects to buy one.
Oh, yeah.
And just to see if it is the greatest holy grail moment.
Why don't you get in contact with them? And buy one with the the thought of, can we review it? You've got to pay for it, obviously, and then send it back if you don't like it. I think that's a better way of doing it.
All right.
Anyway,
I'll do my best.
oh, wow. Well, sold his QC to order a Bad Cat 2. How interesting is that?
But
Replace it with the Bad Cat Classic Pro 20R. Hold on, Classic Pro. So that's an old one. Nice one. Nice. Lee Abraham says, sell your QC and get a Bosch GT1 and pocket 1330.
it's
True.
so true.
Good. Lee Abraham says, 220 £220, the cheapest ticket for Genesis. And Phil is sat in a chair. That's so true. 220 quid.
So I paid to see the Final Farewell 2 tour, the Eagles' Final Farewell 2 tour. I paid 290 quid a ticket.
What?
Because I knew I would never get to see the Eagles again. I'm an uber Eagles fan. We looked at, so slightly different, but it's not, because the run is ridiculous. We looked at trying to get tickets for Frozen, the musical, for the family.
Oh my God. And
it was going to cost 600 quid to take the 4 of us.
What?
And I've got 2 5-year-olds, and there is no way they're going to sit through and enjoy that ticket's worth. I'm actually really scared that I'd take Lucy and she'd hate it. She'll say, "That's not Elsa." Anyway.
Bruce says he uses a Hotone Ampero 100, and for playing in his studio and for basic recording, and it's more than adequate. Bought it open box for $300 and saved 1,000 over a Helix, Fractal, QC, etc. Awesome.
Interesting.
Michael says, and is this concert requiring proof of vaccine? I think it's different in the UK.
Yeah, it is different. Travel is still up for discussion. I don't think have we released vaccine passports yet as such?
I don't think so.
They're still in discussion about it, but
yeah.
It's messy. It's messy.
Oh, JV is Japan vintage.
Right. Okay. I'm there now. Yes, absolutely right, Ben. You are bang on. Some of those Japanese Squires were amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Some great guitars there.
Bruce says, I remember going to Rudy's Music on 48th Street in New York. That's where Sir got started, and they were called Pensa, as in Pensa Sir. Rudy's last name. Sir worked out of his shop and changed his name to Sir when he left. Yeah, so Pensa Sir were all the Mark Knopfler, the On Every Street album.
Beautiful guitar.
Yeah,
I wanted that guitar so badly.
Yeah, really nice. Would have been so much better without the Floyd Rose, which they've now done. John Waller says, I cancelled my pre-order for a QC in May because I just worried I got too much into the hype. Now the Headrush MX5 does what I was going to do with the QC.
Yeah,
brilliant.
For 400 quid.
Yeah. Michael said he paid $2.50 per ticket to see the Tommy tour. Awesome.
I don't know if you saw on Facebook. Actually, no, you won't have done because you don't subscribe to this particular group. There's a group that I subscribe to on Facebook, which is called Ipswich Musicians and Entertainers Remembered. Because I'm from Ipswich, a small town in Suffolk, and someone had put all their Iron Maiden ticket stubs from the Gaumont in Ipswich. What was the Gaumont? The Iron Maiden and Saxon and all these kind of classic rock bands. And one of them was like £3.75 to see Iron Maiden at the Gaumont.
Wow. Wow. Keith Extel says, I've decided to hang on to the QC. I emailed Paul just after I got it saying this is rubbish, but I've done some captures and got comfortable with the effects. It has its place, I guess. Definitely has its. It definitely has its place. I think for me, what happened was I was so used to playing through the Amp 1, the Blue Guitar Amp 1, and then going back to the Quad Cortex, and even Anyway, we've done that. John says, what? John Wallace says Radiohead cost him $800 for 2 tickets.
That's insane.
Oh, you must like Radiohead. Wow.
Did I tell you my Radiohead story?
No.
So in the video for No Surprises,
Yeah. Which I love that song, by the way.
it's a brilliant song. Tom York is underwater, isn't he?
Yeah. Oh, I have heard this story.
He's in a tank and he fills it with water.
Yeah.
Well, do you know who the first idiot to put his head in the tank was?
Yo.
Me. We developed, or in fact, I developed a way to, so Tom York wasn't underwater for 4 minutes. He was underwater for about 35 seconds. And we ramped the frame rate according to a tone. You can actually get a camera to follow a film camera, 35mm film camera. You could get it to follow a tone. So all we did was we ramped the 50 hertz tone, mains hum, to 200 hertz, and the camera followed it perfectly. So the camera's going up to 250 frames a second.
What? And he's singing the song like really fast.
And when it comes back to speed in telecine, it all holds perfect sync, and he's not underwater for 4 minutes and didn't drown. Now, when Tom York had to do it on the shoot day, on the Thursday or whenever it was, we had a helicopter to rush him to hospital should he drown. We had 3 paramedics. We had an ambulance. When I did it, we had the security guard and a fire extinguisher.
That'd been a lot good, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Hey, all good fun.
Next one.
Where are we? There we go. Last one at the moment.
Oh, Keith says, I've ordered a new park. Nice.
Now, is that park as in what
Park
were Marshall?
Well, I'm not sure they were Marshall, but they were, yeah.
Well, yeah, they are, though. This is the whole thing about Park. Jim Marshall used to sell the amps that he custom made through a limited number of music shops in London. And he had a particular deal with some shops. They would have an exclusivity. And one of the music shop was called Park. Hence, they were called Park amps.
So he couldn't. So it was like music shops were in the 90s, where if there were 2 shops that were too close to each other, they both they wouldn't sell
the same gear.
Marshall. So one sold Marshall, one sold Park.
Yeah. And it was the music shop was called Park. Somebody Park's music. I can't remember the exact name. But yeah, it's all to do with, it's all the same amp. So hence when they back in the early 2000s, I think they brought back the Park name for their baby amps. Yes. So they're like real cheap, low end amps. I thought it was really funny. I have to admit, I didn't know that until I watched Dagan's video, the guy from PMT.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he went to Marshall, and it gave the whole backstory. So there are about 3 different Marshall brand names of the time, and Park was one of them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Good work from the guys at PMT.
Probably
I don't say that very often either.
Mckayley says, I saw the Eagles in Tuscany early 2000 for about €70. One of the best gigs ever for me. They played for nearly 3 hours and a half. Awesome.
I love the Eagles.
Bruce says, back in 1972, the Grateful Dead scheduled to play at my college. I was on the entertainment committee. Their contract paid them a whopping in 1972.
But they were one of the biggest bands back then. It was like booking Jefferson Airplane.
Was it?
Yeah, they were huge. They were uber huge.
Wow. Lee says, so any views on the Black Star HT? They can get a bad rap. I'm trying to think which one the HT is. I think I might have had an HT at some point. I think they're all right. I think they're what they are.
You can say it. We're not under contract to anybody.
No, I think it's I don't like offending people, or I don't like putting people off things. They sound all right. It's an English design, and as opposed to them being made in the UK, they're shipped out to China to make it cheap. Same with some of the the budget Marshalls, and I don't think those budget Marshalls sound as good as the English stuff.
No, agreed. The Black Star stuff, there is a range of them though. I think it's called. The Artisan. They sound nice.
Really good, but I think they're British made.
Yes, exactly.
And it isn't that I'm trying to say everything made in Britain's better. I didn't mean it like that. What I mean is that they've taken
it's
time.
not PC. It's not PCB. It's hand wired. It's not this. You know, you can make a hand wired amp in China, and it would sound better than a PCB based amp made in China.
Yeah, it's just with Blackstar for me, it sort of felt that they're trying to make money as opposed to trying to make great amps. Stephen James says, could you please contact Marshall and ask them to move on and send me some amps to Australia? Still waiting for a classic vintage 20 head. Wow.
I told you the story about Marshall and the US air bases, didn't I?
Yes.
Have I told that one on the site?
I don't know. Go on.
Right. If I have, I'm sorry, but so I used to have a girlfriend back when I was at school, and her father was in the US Air Force. And on weekends, we'd go to the American Air Base at Bentwaters near Woodbridge, about sort of 25 minutes from home. And it was like going to America. It was great. It was like going onto the base was like going to America. So you had the BX and the shopping center and everything, and you had to pay for everything in dollars. Now, because servicemen are as they are, they like music. They all play and they have bands and stuff. So you can buy amps and gear and stuff on the base at the BX. Well, you could when there was such things. And I remember looking at the prices in dollars and going, hang on a second. So this Marshall was made in Milton Keynes. It was sold in America to the US government, who then shipped it back to a distribution center in the UK to go off to the airbase to be sold in the BX. And it was £200 cheaper than it was to buy it from Milton Keynes.
Crazy. All tax free.
It's all tax. It's all tax. Brutal.
Awesome. K. Michael P says, so let's just go back to the Katana.
Amen. Do you know what? I'm so looking forward to getting my Katana Tuba 12 out and doing some more patches because it's playing a real amp.
Yeah. Pit Trap says, I play a Blackstar Artist 15, a good and basic for pedals. Very happy. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. And for home use, the Spark 40, incredible thing. Brilliant. Awesome. I said it again. No, Abraham, I've been using plugins for recording, but feel I need an amp for recording, but one that does it all, clean to scream. Any views? Good question. Well, clean to scream. If you want a real, when you say a real amp,
I've got it.
Well, yeah, but hold on a second. I know what you're thinking. When you say real amp, do you mean like a valve amp? Or can it have some sort of digital element to it?
I don't need digital, thanks.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Katana.
No.
Go on. What?
Synergy. Clean to scream.
Yeah.
It's a cost-effective way to get loads of different flavors.
Okay. Yeah.
I know I got it from you, and you weren't that impressed with it. I guess I really like it. The Dumble module is great. The Soldano module I really like. The Marshall Plexi module sounds great, but very different to the JCM 800. You know, of course it sounds different. It's a different circuit, but yeah, love it. Love that thing.
So
and Lee says,
yeah, valve.
Yeah, valve.
See, this is where the problem is, because and I say this all the time, to get a valve amp to perform as you'd like it to perform, to sound good, you need to turn it up. So if you buy like let's think of like a really high gain amp, a clean to high gain, something like a Mesa Boogie rectifier,
or a rectifier, or a
5150. No, 5150 clean isn't very good.
A rectifier is a great choice.
Yeah. So if you've got a rectifier, you can go clean to
filth,
absolute filth, but turn down, to play at home, with the volume on less than 1 or 1, sounds terrible. It's got a drive.
It's not. Yeah. And Bruce says,
What about the Chandler you did on the video, Clean to Scream? Doesn't really do scream.
it doesn't really do super clean either. It always wants to be a little bit Paul Drew, clean on the verge of breakup.
Yeah, it's like an AC30. You know, it can get really gainy. But it's not like if you want like tight focused distortion, like modern thing.
It's a vintage soundy distortion. It's not.
Yeah, it's great.
It's not.
Exactly. Clean to Scream.
It's got something like a Road King, but a Road King is a bonkers expensive amp, and it's 100 watt.
150 watts is Road King.
And Lee does say, I'd use a load box, but you've got to use the mother of all load boxes to take 150 watt down to something sensible.
No, you're fine. So no.
An Ox wouldn't take up 150.
Ox, I think, does 150.
It takes 150, does it? Okay.
The Boss tube amp expander is 150.
Okay.
The Tunex Torpedo 100, I think.
Yeah.
I think the Ox is 100 watts.
Yeah. You could take. Bear in mind, you could take a 100 watt, 150 watt down, probably down to 75 watts with valve pento triode switching.
Yeah.
On the back of the amp. That does change the tone a little bit, and again, that's amp by amp does that. A friend of mine had a Mark V, and he said that the triode pento switching didn't make a difference, and I went, "You're in depth, mate. It really does."
I didn't get the Mark. I had a Mark V for a while. Well, for a couple of days, took it back.
I like the big boogie. I like is the Road King. It does sound so good, but my God, it's a beast.
Yeah, it's beastie. So why Cowboy Studio says why just one amp, which is a fair point. I think there are definite amps that are so an amp. Most amps they do one thing really, really well. Something, you know, like so a Mezzi Boogie rectifier, as we said, it's not the best clean sound, and it's not the best high gain sound at all. It's quite dated now, even though it was used, you know, in the 90s by everyone. It does that sound really, really well. But, you know, the best way of getting a clean sound and an overdriven sound is to probably get, you know, a really great clean sounding amp and a really great distorted sounding.
For me, one of the best range of guitar tones I've ever heard come from a guitar player is Eric Johnson. And his live rig is ridiculous. Twin Fender Twins, a Plexi, and then a Plexi Variac.
I think he's got a Dumbo. I think he's a Dumbo as well now.
I don't know. Last time it was basically two Marshalls, two Fenders, and I went, it's awesome, but I wouldn't want to unload it out of the car and turn up with it at the Dog and Duck in wherever, you know, to do a live set.
I think that's a good choice, Lee. So Lee suggested the Friedman Runt 20. Yeah, that'll do that sort of stuff.
And he says,
one amp because I'm a skinflint, lol.
Now, interesting. Last time we were on, we talked about one of the things I did go out and buy was the Headrush, but we also talked about buying a Bugera. Because they are that company that shall remain nameless these days,
right?
But everyone says good things about them,
right?
And I'm still quite curious. I don't know which one to get. So, Shep, if you want to, I'll take it that the 1990 Infinium is a good one. But I've also got a JCM 900, so I don't see the point in getting another JCM 900 type amp when I've got a JCM 900. What's a good Bugera cross the board clone amp or type of amp? I'll investigate. We're not going to get a deal on one, definitely not. But
no.
But hey,
Cowbell Studio says I think I think it's cheaper to buy a good clean amp and a good heavy amp, and then something that has both. I mean, there is the thought that's definitely. I do agree. There is a way. You can do it with pedals, I guess. Just get a good sort of pedal amp.
One of the things I missed out on the auction today was, and I've been going on about this for long enough that probably everyone knows where I'm going. There was a Roland JC120 in the auction. It's one of the greatest clean sounds ever.
Jeez.
Just see that look in his face. He actually tried to implode his own face at that point. It was quite impressive.
That is, if there's a one-trick pony, that is it. Have you ever put a pedal on a JC? Oh my god! John Partridge says, "Hi guys, just finished work. Couldn't wait to tell you guys. I got the Echo fixed tape machine. Sounds insane. And just ordered a Matchless Chieftain. Oh, Matchless Chieftain, nice.
That's some serious toys.
Nice toys." Bruce says, "Best clean Fender, best scream, purely subjective. Everybody's a different idea what scream should sound like."
You're right though. Best clean tone is probably a Fender.
I disagree. See, isn't that funny? So I think it's subjective as well. I'm more of a foxy sort of clean tone.
But you don't do clean. You do clean on the verge of breakup.
Well,
you
no,
don't do clean. No, you don't.
I do clean.
You've said you don't. You've told me you don't.
Oh, okay. Fair dues. Pit Trap says, also got a 66 Blackface Vibrolux, nice.
Ooh.
And a Laney Lionheart, nice. The 5-watt one, nice. With a tube tubby box. I don't know the tube tubby box.
That says tone tubby box, but hey.
Sorry, I'm getting tired. Tone tubby box. Also nice. Not a high gain player. Also got a Friedman on my board day with a Paisley Deluxe. Nice. Peter Lambert, there's no one else who can do this. Thanks, lads. Anytime, mate.
Oh well, you're welcome. We're here. We're here for you, buddy.
Here or not. Mckayley G5. If you can find one in stock anywhere. Nice.
Right. Okay. Mckayley G5. I will look one up.
There we go.
It might be a little while.
You like the next comment? I like the next comment. Gabba says, if the Bulgarians don't catch fire, some of them sound good. That was scary.
Okay.
That's a worry, isn't it? I think I made the same face. See?
You know what?
One Westman says, "I'm in love with my Iridium." Nice one. Yeah.
It's not a bad shout, Well,
hold on a second. What Iridium? Do you mean your blue guitar amp one, or do you mean the Strymon Iridium?
Or the Iridium
What?
Bulgaria, because Bulgaria did the Iridium as well.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Wow. No, best clean tone is Marshall.
No, I'm really.
Marshall cleans.
I don't like Marshall clean.
I like Marshall clean.
The JCM 800s, the dual gain, dual reverb has a great clean tone, but it's the only one in my humble opinion.
T Jackson, hey, just bought an Amp 1 Iridium edition. Sounds killer. Nice one. Yeah, that's
and he's actually going to
such a good, great amp. That is, yeah, I make such a great amp. Strymon, great, nice,
interesting.
Lee Abrams says, sold my Iridium, his Strymon Iridium, gigged it, didn't cut through. That does tend to happen with a lot of these things.
Do you know what? He's not far off.
Bless clean tones PV Classic. Interesting. Oh, and I need to do this comment as well, don't I? Oh no, it's gone. It's gone. Let me see if I can find it. I said there was an amazing comment.
Yeah.
Well, a really good comment. Let me just find it. It.
Now this is a good shout as well.
Go on then. You read
JTM. Cowbell says JTM 45.
Yeah, nice.
That's a great amp. I mean, it's a beast of an amp.
Beastie.
Fender 55. I love the Fender 55 of UAD. To be honest, you are probably the only person on planet Earth who likes that, because I cannot get it to do clean. The Fender 55 on the UAD platform.
I didn't get that.
I can't get it to do clean. It's supposed to be one of the cleanest, one of the cleanest, most variable amps on planet Earth, and I cannot get it to do clean. It's all to do with your input source, and if you get it wrong, I'm not going to say there's a bug, but there have definitely been conversations between users and UA about issues with that amp. You didn't hear it from me.
No, great that that one gets some great sounds out of it. Bruce says in his upstairs room that you didn't see is a 64 blackface twin reverb and a 65 blackface super reverb. Oh, nice amps.
Awesome.
Really nice. And a Mezzabugi DC5. I was looking at Mezzabugis. So cheap.
There's a DC5 in the auction.
Is there?
Tomorrow, yeah.
So cheap. So I mean, like for an amp that was, for decent, for a not a cheap amp. They are cheap now on eBay.
Yeah.
So that's a good shout actually. Something like if you don't mind cranking it, get something like a Boogie DC5 or a Nomad or something.
Nomad, yeah. Or the Lone Star is a great amp as well.
Lone Star,
but heavy.
Yeah, I mean Boogies are heavy. One says, James, I'll send you my chain. I'll send you my chain. Sorry. For a lovely clean with capital chambers is excellent.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll try that. Definitely.
Like to see that.
Right, we are getting towards the end.
Yeah.
Because there's probably beers waiting somewhere.
Okay. Safety says Fender Twin is so clean you need to crank it to 8 to get it on the verge of breakup. It's so true. It's got because it's such a high headroom amp.
Yeah.
So clean. Lone Star has too many knobs. Most Boogies have too many knobs, to be honest.
Yeah.
Pit Trap just did a good sound on my Spark with a JTM 45 model. Since there is an EQ, it's a whole new game. Brilliant. About time they did that. P for Classic 20-watt head, beautiful, clean, and great pedal platform.
He's right. I had one. I sold it, and I sold it when we got the Rev.
Yeah.
And didn't like the Rev either.
Right. Interesting.
Right. I think we're there.
Okay. I go, babe.
I'm not far off myself. We got through all my list of whinges. Well done, everyone. Thanks for tolerating us this evening. We'll be back next week with more of the same. If you have any ideas for videos or content you'd like to see or anything like that, we will do our best. Thank you again for all your support, love, all that sort of stuff. We will see you same time next week, 8 p.m. Wednesday evening. The posts will go out in the morning, so join us from wherever you can. Stay safe, everyone. But for now, my name's James Ivy.
Paul Drew.
And we will see you again very soon. Good night, everyone.
Cheers, guys.